Hey everyone, welcome. It's MASH again, Toostupidgamerz at PAX 2024, and I am with Jasper.
Hey, I'm Jasper. I'm a level designer for Helskate.
Helskate. So I found out about this game recently. I'm glad I got to catch you guys early this morning because yesterday when we came here there was a lot of people. Why don't you tell us about Helskate?
Yeah, so Helskate is a skateboarding roguelike game, and we're making sure the game should feel a lot like the old school Tony Hawk games, and we're trying to add a lot of juice to that, like sword combat. We have a bunch of weapons. We have ranged combat as well. As to roguelike elements, we're offering a bunch of upgrades, like gear pieces that change your apparel and sort of transform the way you play, stickers that are very similar to Risk of Rain items that you can stack on top of each other and get some crazy effects. So we have a lot of going on.
So Tony Hawk, and we had this conversation earlier, specifically Tony Hawk Underground 1 was the inspiration, but now, of course, we're going to tell you that this is a game like Tony Hawk, but there are some key differences. I can tell you firsthand. What are the key differences between this? What have you done to shake up the formula from just basically being Tony Hawk?
Right, so these shakeups are mainly a result of our wish to involve combat in the game as well. So a good example is like bailing. We don't do bailing, so because bailing would like totally break the flow and also leave you very vulnerable to attacks of enemies. Another example is reverts. We took out reverts and we noticed that the Thug community is missing them a lot, but we're hoping that it should make comboing a little bit easier, where it takes away one step in the whole combo process on vert ramps. You can just manual in the air and you'll be fine when you're landing a vert ramp. So those are some examples. And of course, combat.
And the combat. I love playing Tony Hawk with combat. Now tell us a little bit about, as the level designer, what specifically you put in for this game to make it work with slightly different mechanics than regular Tony Hawk.
Right, so regularly Tony Hawk levels have very strong loops, like loops that connect from end to end and also overlap, right? So you have a bunch of different loops, and in normal Tony Hawk games you'd be able to like zone out and totally like cruise around a level over and over, and it feels super good. But for our game, we need some open space and have the player sort of control the camera as well. Sometimes I interrupt loops, or sometimes I stop the overlap, so you are sort of incentivized to go into those open areas to allow for some combat, right? So it really becomes like a on and off situation where you're skating and then you're doing combat, and the skating should enhance your combat abilities. And we're hoping to add more sort of enemies that are incorporated in the line, so like enemies that chill on grind lines, right? So you gotta follow that line to get to that enemy, stuff like that. But yeah, I guess we're hard at work at that, and a great example of an enemy that incorporates skating and combat is like our grind worm. It's like a big worm that you can grind on its back and attack him while you do so.
Real quick, I would also like to talk about, would be very remiss to mention a Tony Hawk inspired game without talking about the soundtrack for the game. And typically a soundtrack is a strong point for these skateboarding games because you could bring so much to the flavor of it. This being a game about hell, you've chosen to go more in like a kind of punkish, metalish direction, am I right?
Yeah, right now we have a bunch of punk bands licensed. Honestly, our game is a lot of Nordic themes, even in the name. Like Hell with one L is actually the Nordic way to spell hell. And we licensed a bunch of Scandinavian punk and rock bands, and it's like super small bands, but I'm a big fan of a lot of them because of that. And it's not like we only want to stick with punk or rock, but that's mostly what we go for right now. We're hoping to have some ska later as well, and some more classic like THPS themed songs. But yeah, that's what we're going with right now.
And can you tell us just a little bit about the story and what people can expect with Helskate?
Yeah, so I can definitely give it a try. I don't think I will do it full justice, but the synopsis is you're a super famous skateboarder in the real world called Anton Falcon. Bit of a riff on Tony Hawk, of course. And you die, and you end up in some sort of skater purgatory, where there's all these other skaters, and all the locations you visit are like very sort of famous skate spots, not necessarily in real life, but like in the fiction, right? And you're in the Helskate, which is sort of a huge living organism that pulls out these skate spots, and the Helskate wants people to skate there and feel good. And yeah, there's this big bad guy, he's called the Pain Eater, and he used to be the god of healing. And he was all about like taking skaters' pain away in this purgatory so they could do endlessly sick shit and try whatever they would want, right? Now his problem is that he would feel their pain, which is why he wanted to take it away. and he over time became the pain eater, and he wanted to remove skating from this world. So you have this dichotomy between the pain eater and the Helskate, where the Helskate wants people to skate, and the pain eater wants people to not skate, right? And Anton Falcon just wants to skate.
That's really rad. And yeah, so how long has this game been in development for?
So it's been going through a lot of iteration. We've worked on it about 4 years, and it has been through like all these stages. So to give an indication of how much it transformed over time, the whole weapon system where the player like is holding a weapon, that's only been around for like 1.5 years. So before that, we tried all these different things, right, to combine skating and combat. And we feel like we actually finally landed on something that kind of work. And we're hard at work at making more weapons. So we're hoping to do like a wizard deck where you have like magic missiles. We're hoping to do like an engineer deck where you can place down turrets. So yeah, that's sort of the plan here.
Awesome. Well, again, I'm looking forward to it. Like, honestly, I found out about this. A friend pinged me on Discord, and so happy that I got to play here at PAX. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find out more about Helskate? It is on early access right now, and where can they follow the team?
So we are pretty active on Discord. We have a big Discord server with a lot of fans. We do like live QA stuff as well. And we have a website, it's called helskate.com. And of course, we're on Steam. So please wishlist the game on Steam. It would be awesome. And we're in early access since February, and we're hoping to release about 2025, somewhere in that year.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
I can't wait for the game. Best of luck. And thank you guys for checking us out. We hope you enjoy more PAX East content we got coming for you. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Once again, check out Helskate, MASH. We'll see you next time.